Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life, in the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good afternoon and happy Thursday to each and every one of you. I'm excited to be in the DeFi space. I'm excited about being in the digital asset space. I hope that you are as well. Wow. So we all heard about Aave Finance going down for the count. Brutal. Absolutely, totally a lesson learned. I hope my guy is okay. I hope he's okay. I hope he was able to get his stuff out of there quickly. I really, really do. Interesting. You got to pay attention to that too. Realize that the iron USDC pairing wasn't exactly stable to stable because 25% of the iron was in Titan. So the volatile asset that goes up and down. So yeah. So that, yeah. And interestingly, you had about 8 hours, 10 hours to remove the iron USDC pair before it started losing that peg of being, one for one, dollar for dollar. And then it went down 65 to 65 cents or so around 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30 at night. So yeah, hugely important. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Well, we're not going to talk too much about that. We're going to talk a little more about Aave Curve. Yeah, got $1,000. What do you do? Trying to decide Aave Curve or the DFYN network. Aave Curve or the DFYN network. Which one? We got to check that out and kind of see what's going on. Beautiful day out there in most of the country. Certainly on the East Coast, it's really, really pretty. Just gotta think about, this whole Aave thing. How do you make that work? We're going to talk about that for sure. What is going on with Swissborg? So the Swissborg app announced that they're going to list XRP. Interestingly enough, and it's an app that provides yield on certain cryptos in that platform. Currently, I believe only in Switzerland, however, and maybe in the UK. Certainly not for US. It's not in the US yet. But interesting that they announced that on Twitter. We'll go over that as well. I think Crypto Eddie tweeted that out. So we'll go over that. I don't even know what to say anymore with the SEC deciding that they're not going to tackle crypto regulations this year. Yeah, so that, my friends, is very, very, very tough. You know what? Let me do this. Let me share this live stream out so that people know that we are live. Because YouTube is really, really funny with notifications, man. You got to be, they're really, really funny with the notifications. So let's do this. Let's go to the studio. And get this live out on Twitter so people know that we're hanging out tonight for sure. I think I got to find out when is the better time to stream. Oh, the subscribe account. I don't even know what to do with this thing anymore. It's totally jacked. When is the better time to go live for sure? I was just thinking, especially when it comes to using Ethereum and paying fees, it's not really based upon the U.S. time frame because most of the U.S. is not in the crypto. We really got to look at the terms of when is that network mostly used by the Asian market, right? Not the U.S. market. You know what I mean? That's what I think we got to pay more attention to. So let's go here, see what's going on in the control room and share this out. Little Miss Crypto Siege is ordering Chinese. Miss Crypto Siege is going to a baseball game later on today. I still have to get to the gym. I have not even got to the gym yet. So I got to get to the gym and see what's going on with that. So let me share this out, but we're going to talk about that a little bit. I think, there's something about Aave that's powerful that perhaps I'm missing. And I want to make sure that I understand it correctly. I believe that I am correct. I believe that I am correct. I want to make sure that I am. I believe that I am correct. So hopefully, you know, we can kind of go over this together and say, well, you know, I think your thinking is right there, Siege. Or, you know, Siege, you're thinking, yeah, is a little off. All right, so I did that. I'm just going to close it. Screw that up. So that is there. That is good there. All right. So the stream, add stream marker. No, don't need that. All right. So I think we're good, guys. I really, really do think we're good there for Twitter. Hopefully some people come hang out as well. So let's see what is going on in the chat, in the stream. So yeah, so Aave, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to let a little bit more people hop on and see what my thinking's going on. I really like WanSwap. What should I be doing with the Ethereum that I borrowed on WanSwap.finance? What should I be doing with that? What should I be doing with the Ethereum that I borrowed? I just redeposited the Ethereum. Just redeposited. Maybe, I'm not sure if that's the best move, or should I put that Ethereum and deposit it somewhere else? So we shall see, and increase, maybe deposit the Ethereum on Polygon to increase my borrowing ability, to increase the borrow ability over on Aave, so I can deploy the stable coins. We're going to talk about the APY, guys, and APR, APY on Aave. And, you know, someone asked me in the stream the other day, well, what's the time frame to pay back when you borrow as collateral? And the truth is, it doesn't look like there is a time frame. It's just, it goes on. And so wherever you're ready to take your collateral, you got to repay. You got to repay what you borrowed. So whatever the APR, APY is, that's what it is. It's calculated daily, right? So it's calculated kind of, you know, if it's 3% APY for the year, they just divide that by 365 days, right? Because there's no contract for kind of a when or where. And that really got me to thinking, guys. I can't see you guys' comments for some reason. Is the chat up? Make sure that chat is up. So it really got me to thinking as to why they have it set up that way. So make sure this is working right. But in any case, if that's the case, where there's no contract, then you can deploy all kinds of strategies taking advantage of Aave, where you deposit and then you borrow, and then you use the market to determine what you're going to do. If you happen to deposit, for example, Polygon on Aave, surely the asset appreciation of Polygon will take care of any stablecoin paybacks or repays that you need to make. But in the meantime, you can take the collateral borrowed, and it's up to 80%, depending on what you deposit. And you can deploy that into the market however you please, and take advantage of platforms that reward you as being a liquidity provider. And what I'm thinking to myself is, every month you can continue to add your position on Aave and take advantage of that ability to borrow against the collateral that you deposit. Take advantage of that. What's going on, XRP Joe? Good to see you, bro. And that's just kind of making sense to me. So let's go over to Aave. XRP Joe, I'm trying to decide. I got $1,000 on Aave, and I'm trying to decide where do I want to keep that $1,000. Do I want to leave it on Aave? Do I want to take it over to Sushi Swap? And they got an APR on Sushi right now, and you earn Sushi and Matic of 90%. Or do I want to go over to the DFYN network, exchange.dfyn.network, earn 40%, but I'm earning in the DeFi network token, which is currently valued at $3, started at 55 cents as an all-time low, and it got to as high as $8. Yeah. So it's really, really, really interesting. And I think I'm going to go with the DFYN network, but here's what I was thinking. Let me share. SaturnNet1, what is going on, my friend? It's good to see you. And so I was thinking out loud to myself and looking at Aave. And I'm looking at the market, for example, right? If you deposit, and it's the interest on these is just going down, 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 and down, right? They keep going down. So, for example, Tether, 4.5% on the Tether that I have deposited, 4.5% Tether, 1.64% Matic. So these numbers keep going down. I mean, it used to be as high as 12%. So they vary depending upon liquidity on the platform. And then, of course, if you borrow against your collateral in Tether, you're paying at 5.55%, but they're going to pay you 2.72% in Polygon. So I'm looking at these numbers and I'm saying it doesn't feel as profitable to have your Tether deposited here, because this net, if you think about that, even if you just look at it now, that's 619, 891 minus 560 leaves you 3%, 3.5% maybe net APY, 3.5% net APY, which means if I deposited 1,000 and then borrowed against 1,000, I'm netting 3 something. Doesn't seem, just overall netting on the money, right? Regardless of how much you're getting in Polygon, it's just 3%. So a better strategy right now, Aave, they're not paying anything with the automatic, right? So that looks like that program kind of ended on the 15th. And so depositing on here is not as profitable anymore. I know the Polygon and the Aave partnership, they split it up into halves. Now we're on the second half and it's significantly less earnings. So it seems like I should be off of here. But here's what I was thinking again. This is the market. This is what you earn for depositing Tether. This is what you earn, you get some money to borrow as well. But you see there's no terms, right? So there's no terms here. Well, maybe let me read what this says. Maybe there is. Let me see. Participating in the Aave market gives rewards in the Matic token. The APR is just a representation and how these rewards would be during a 1-year period. Let me hit a borrow here, because my thinking was, let's see if I borrow. So there's no terms here. In fact, the borrow went down. It was, no, that's right. That was 1,300, right? So what I'm thinking, if there's no term to this, it's basically you borrow, you pay the APR, which adjusts, goes down, whatever. Depending upon the collateral that you provide, if you provide majority of the collateral in stable coins is one thing. If you provide which you probably should, most of it should be stable, but the challenge is that the value of your asset, like Polygon, for example, is going to go up and it's going to go down depending upon the market. But surely a valuable asset like Polygon is going to outperform the APY that you would pay in terms of borrowing collateral, if that makes sense. So surely I'm expecting Matic or some Polygon to outperform a borrow rate of 6.59%, right? I expect Polygon to outperform the 6.59%, right? Because I deposited, here are my deposits, Tether, Polygon, ETH, right? And all of these deposits are based upon this collateral of Matic that I provided, and I borrowed USDT and I borrowed wrapped ETH, if that makes sense. So if there's no time frame, if there's no hurry or rush, then you take advantage of how the platform operates, and you let the appreciating assets take care of any borrows that you make, right? Because surely we expect ETH to double, for example. Surely we expect Matic to double, for example, right? Surely we expect those things to happen, right? Does that make sense? But if I'm taking the collateral and I'm deploying it and putting that collateral to use on another platform that's paying me 0.3%, up to 0.3% in transaction fees, it is obviously to my advantage to deposit on a platform like Aave and borrow stablecoin collaterals and put those to work. Because your assets appreciation, whether it be in Matic or ETH or whatever it is going to outdo those APYs. You see what I'm saying? Whereas other platforms where there's a timing to your payoff, then that would be a challenge. But if there's no real timing, so if it took 18 months, for example, instead of 12, but at 18 months, I say, you know what? I want to take my Polygon off of here if I wanted to do that, right? If I wanted to take my Polygon off of here, right? As they're no longer provided as collateral. Whatever I borrowed against that, whether it's these two, whether it's DAI, USDC, or it's USDC and USDT, I would have to pay that back to get the full amount of Polygon, because I offered Polygon as collateral and I borrowed up to 50% of the value, right, for that. See what I'm saying? But surely I expect Polygon to just say go to $5, right, when we have the real alt season, right? And I take that value, whatever that value amount of Polygon, and I use that, put it in some stables, and I use it to pay back, so then I can now get the full value of my collateral deposit of Matic unlocked. So this gives you tremendous flexibility. It really does. Aave gives you some tremendous flexibility to deploy, if you will, capital. Right. And the reason why I put Matic on here in the first place, because, a month and a half, 2 months ago, it was really profitable to deposit Polygon on here because of the program that they had. Right. Because of the program that they had. But it's starting to dwindle down, and it's going to start to dwindle down even more, as time goes by. Right. And like if I hit withdraw here, I'm only able to deposit 50% of that. Once these repays are done, I think two of these repays are done, then I'll be able to withdraw the total amount. So it's really, I think it gives you a lot of flexibility of what you can do. But in any case, so there's 1,000 of Tether, and I'm trying to decide where I want to keep it, because certainly leaving it here is not as beneficial as perhaps putting it on Sushi. So we're going to take a look at Sushi after I get back in the chat. But are you guys understanding the flexibility? XRP just a great question. The reason why the interest rates are going down now is because the program or Polygon and Aave is kind of, it's on its second half. So it's like, it was like 2%, you know, first half, 6 months or whatever, then 2% a second 6 months or whatever. So of that total amount. So that's why they're going down, right? That's the main reason why the rates are going down. The good thing about Aave is when you deposit collateral, if you deposit $1,000 in Tether, for example, and you borrow $500 of Tether, USDC, DAI, whatever, you're still earning interest on the deposit. You're still earning interest on the deposit. You don't stop losing interest because you borrowed collateral, right? And so that is one of the very, very, very good things is you still continue to earn. You still continue to earn. So you in the borrow, you know, you're not getting paid to borrow any longer because the Polygon program will be over. Currently, it's a program, so you're earning for both depositing and withdrawing. But what I'm looking at is the amount that I have deposited. I need to take some of that off because I can put it into better places to earn some yield. What's going on, Keyless? I think I heard Noah shouting out your name a couple of times on yesterday's stream. Huh? You are quite the celebrity over there. I heard him call your name out a couple of times. So you're pretty much a mainstay over there. You make sure you check them out all the time. I didn't listen to today's stream because I was kind of trying to prepare for my thoughts. So for this stream, so that's kind of where I am. I'm like really on this. You know, what's the best place? Where is the best place to put the $1,000? And I'm going to look at a couple of places and see, let you guys help me on kind of deciding. So I basically eliminated Aave. I'm going to take it off of Aave for sure. Now I'm deciding between Sushi, which is app.sushi.com, or DFYN Exchange, which is exchange.dfyn.network. So let's take a look at Sushi. So here's Sushi. So you just go to the yield here. And what I did, first of all, I was in USDC DAI and USDC Tether. And look at the Tether's down to 89% and the DAI is at 91%. So yeah, you see the interest went down to 89. They were right neck and neck. So, and I took all of the USDC DAI and put it into the USDC Tether, thinking to myself, it's better to have twice the amount on one. This is what I thought versus splitting up 2,000 on two different things. I thought it better to have $2,000 on one thing, right? But the yield is 89.93%. That includes the fees. So this is APY includes fees. So that's 90%, right? To make it even, 90%. And you earn Sushi and you earn Matic. 90%. So, but your reward again, Sushi, Matic. So I think is the APY and the fees the main thing that I should look out on $2,000? Or is it the token that I'm earning? Right. And so both Sushi and Polygon, right? I'm excited about both of those. I feel like during, a real bull market, right? When we're back in that again, those are going to appreciate in value, right? So it's 90% USDC, USDT, 90%. Current prices are, whatever it is, $1.80 something, 50 something cents for Matic, and Sushi is, I think Sushi is fairly up there in price. But until you get one for free, what does it matter, right? So it's $8.31. Okay, in the DFYN network, what's DFYN at right now? Let's look at DFYN. $2.90. All right, 429. So that's kind of where I am trying to figure, where's the share button? Trying to figure that out. So again, 90%, let's just say 89.93%, right? On the 2000. I think, and this is APY. So how do I figure? I would have to do an APR to APY kind of tool to figure out what the daily amount is, right? So let's do that. So 89. So just remember that 89.93%. So let's do this. I got to find that tool. There's a tool called APR to APY. And figure out what is that daily. Now, the most important part I think about this strategy is every single month you can always take your dirty nasty fiat, deposit it on Aave, right? Turn it into stables, deposit it onto Aave, borrow against that money, right? Borrow against that, and then deploy it into farming platforms in the terms of dual farmed stables, and just earn a little bit every single day. Earn a little bit every single day. Knowing that you have an established portfolio of 10 to 20 assets that will pay back in fold, right? Will pay back in droves what you borrowed as collateral, right? And then you're earning assets that can appreciate in value as well. And so when it comes time to remove your liquidity that you provided, you still have your money. Like, you don't lose it. The only loss is in adding liquidity. There's a certain fee to add liquidity, and there's a certain fee to remove the liquidity, which is what you want, right? You want as a liquidity provider to earn fees when people add liquidity and when people take liquidity off, if you understand what I'm saying. So let's do this APR to APY calculator. Convert annual percentage. Express your APR as a decimal by dividing by 100. Divide your APR by the number of difference between APR and APY. Yeah, how much is 89.93% APY? For example, 100,000 in an account with a 0.50 APY earns 10% more in 1 year when compounded daily instead of monthly. That's not helping me. It includes both the interest rate and what you borrow, as well as any fees the lender charges, respectively. The formulas for both are always as follows, or are as follows. APR equals the periodic rate times the number of periods per year. APY equals periodic number. That's not helping me either. So let's take a look at a calculator and see if this will look like anything. Oh, okay. So you get to type in. All right, let me share that with you guys. You just get to type in the APY and then figure it out. But do you guys understand that rambling that I did there in terms of the leverage that you have and taking the dirty, nasty fiat that you may have, disposable cash, right? Turning that to a stable coin, depositing the stable coin. And the reason why you want to really deposit more stables on a particular platform like Aave is because then you don't, when you borrow against it, you don't have to worry about, right? If you put $10,000 worth of tether on there, right, you're pretty good. You don't have to worry about having to meet some margin call versus if the vast majority of your deposited collateral is in an asset that can go up and down. That's more risky, right? That's more risky. So, all right, so I'm going to change this to 89.93. Okay, so that says it's 65% APR, equivalent of 65.89 APR at different compounding frequencies. Okay, hopefully someone is going to this door. Baby girl. So now that we know it's 65.89, we can divide that by 365. Okay, so that's 0.18 interest daily. Hold on, it's still not answering. Hey, girl. Hey, what's up, brother? How are you?
Thanks, sir. Yeah.
Hey, honey. How are you?
Wow. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Couple weeks?
Yes, sir.
It's starting to get a little warmer, so I would check my thing with all these under on time, man.
Yeah, perfect, bro.
All right, good.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man. Yeah, sorry. Guy doing the lawn, and I got two people in here, and none of them heard him. So 0.18. So it's 0.18. So I think what I have to do now to figure out the daily, now that I know that, let me stop the share, is now I have to do 0.018. 0.018 times 2,000. I think that's right. I think that's right. And that should give you how much you make daily. I think that's correct. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to show Curve. Curve was the other one I was considering as well. The comments are not working right. So that's kind of where I was, guys, trying to figure that thing out. There it is. Nope. I'm really liking the stablecoins DeFi thing added with Flare. I think we got something exciting thing to work with. I agree. 1,000% keyless. I really do agree. So I got to 0.18 a day. 0.18 a day. Yeah. Almost 0.18 a day. Now to figure out what you make daily, you just have to know the amount of money on it. So I have $2,000 in there and I'm earning 0.18 a day. But I think because the 0.18 is not 1 point something, do you have to add a zero to figure out the daily amount? I believe that to be correct. So in any case, it's either $3.6 a day it's certainly not 36 bucks a day. So no, that was on Sushi keyless. That was on Sushi because I figured out the 89.93% APY, which includes fees as well. The actual APR on that is 65.59. And then to figure out the daily interest, you have to divide the 65.59 by 365. And then that's what 0.18 is a day. So it's 0.18 a day. right? 0.18 a day on sushi. Yeah, it's really important to do that, XRP Joe. There's a guy who does it, but he does it so fast. It's one of the guys that was trying to leverage the iron finance. Yeah, and hopefully he got his money out of that iron USDC fast enough. But and I think he did. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to figure out, how that works, right? Right, how to figure that out. So that's, again, 0.18 a day. 0.18. Now, what I have to figure out is, do I multiply 0.18 times $2,000, or do I multiply 0.018 times the 2,000? That's what I have to try to figure out. Okay, because it's 0.18. I think it's, yeah. So I think it is 0.18 times 2,000. Yeah, but that number comes up to 36. And I don't think you're making $36 a day. Are you? On $2,000? It just doesn't seem right. Just doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. It's maybe 3.6 a day seems right. So I have to figure that out. I don't know the math, but I am trying to figure out, right? We want to figure out what's the daily amount in dollars that you're making when you deposit in stable coins, because the thing that to me is interesting, because you're earning in assets like sushi and Matic, yeah. But they're going to give you a certain amount of sushi and a certain amount of Matic every day, right? So that's the thing I think is fun. Trying to figure that out. So anyway, I added a zero, and I multiplied that by $2,000, and that came to 36. If I don't do that and I just do 0.18, it's going to be more, right? Yeah, that's 360. So that can't be right. Is that 360 daily? Is that a year? 360 a year divided by 12. It's 30 a month. So in any case, 30 a month, 3.6. Do this. 3.6 times 30. Nope. I do not hold any QNTs, XRP Joe. Shout out to those who did. I think it's like a 12x so far, which is outstanding stuff. I do not own any QNT though. Right, my biggest gain right now is feeling like it is either VeChain or Polygon. That's what it's feeling like, VeChain or Polygon. When VeChain was, was it 18 or 20 cents? So anyway, that's what I'm thinking there. So that was sushi. So sushi is coming to 65.59 APR. No, 65.89. 65.89 for depositing USDC and UST Tether is 65. Currently is 65.89 APR, right? That's what it is right now. Yeah, I know. QNT is looking really, really good. They're really looking good in asset appreciation. I mean, that's 12x or so, 72, 12x or more since last year. It's pretty good. And I'm sure some people maybe held it before $6. So for quant, that's outstanding, right? It's great technology. I don't own any QNT though. Don't own any QNT or any XDC. Right? Don't own any of those. Got the staples, Stellar and XRP, Bitcoin and ETH. just got the the blue chippers, if you will. So yeah, I got to figure that out. So just think about that, guys. It's either, I believe that's $3.60 a day. I believe that's what those numbers come to for 65, no, for a 90% APY, because that includes fees. And remember, when I decide at the end of the year or after a year to take out what I've earned, right? Let's say I decide to do it in December or Christmas time. The money that's in there in the stable coins is in there, right? It doesn't change. You don't lose it. The only thing that's going up and down is the amount of sushi and Matic in terms of its value. And that's, I think, the biggest difference is, and I was saying this the other day to Miss Crypto Siege, it's not about the value of the asset. It's about how many of those assets do you have. In other words, it's if someone is blessed enough to have 10,000 XRP, and trust me, you are blessed. Blessed if you have 10,000, blessed if you have 10,000 XRP. So the deal is not the value of the 10,000 XRP. The deal is going from 10,000 XRP to 10,100 XRP. That's the deal. That is the deal. That's the money. XRP Joe says that's $1,300 a year. There you go. $1,300 a year, right? So, and that's the thing that I'm saying, XRP Joe, at the end of the year, and that's based on $2,000 that I have currently, right? Think about that, $2,000, and their interest rate and stuff is going to go up and down, right? But the key is the stable coins that I deploy, I always have. What I'm earning is fees from a platform worth $7 billion in total value locked. 65.89 APR, Robbie Gemez, 65.89 APR. Yeah, that's right. That's there. You guys got the right number. XRP Joe says that's over 13 a year. Robbie Gemez says, yeah, you just do the math right there. Times 0.365 is $1,314 in a year, right? And here's the thing that I think is so very important that a lot of people are missing with this strategy, again, during a bull run, during a bull market, okay? During a bull market where there's sideways movements, and especially when there's sideways movements, is I can take the dirty, nasty cash fiat that we have every single week and add to the position. So go from 2,000 to 3,000, from 3,000 to 4,000, which increases my share of the pool. I should say it increases our share of the pool. Miss Crypto Siege is in the kitchen, so yeah, increases our share of the pool, right? Right? Which gives a little bit more of liquidity fees coming in. Do you see what I'm saying? So every single month, I'm adding to my position, AKA every single month, I'm saving dollars. Every single month, saving dollars in stable, earning liquidity fees. My share continues to go up in liquidity fees. Did you see what I'm saying? And come bear market time, if I choose to, I can begin to take the savings that I've been saving and acquire more assets, go from 10,000 XRP to 15,000 XRP at a discount, right? At a discount. right? And I could buy more XRP with the sushi and the Matic that I'm earning for free and the fees involved in that. I could just take the sushi and the Matic and buy the XRP with that if I wanted to. But you understand what I'm saying? That is an interesting, I think, a very, very interesting strategy versus taking my dirty, nasty fiat and buying XRP today, right? I get the XRP, cool. Now what? Where's my $1,000? Where's the $1,000? Again, is the strategy better perhaps for someone who already has an established portfolio during the bull run? Probably. Probably. But I would think, again, it's hard to say. If XRP gets to $10 and then XRP historically does what Ethereum does, what Cardano does, what Stellar Lumen does, historically has done during the bear market, which is anywhere from an 85 to 95% discount, I don't know. Maybe it's better to deploy the strategy of stable coins and become a liquidity provider, waiting for the bear market to get here and then snatch stuff up better at a discount, because you got all those savings just piled up. I don't know. Will it be 85 cents? I don't think 85% of $10 is 85 cents. Right? But while you're doing that, while you're saving on the fiat into stable every single month, you're stacking it up. So I don't know. I do feel as though if you got an established portfolio of 10 to 20 assets, and in the bull run like we currently have going on right now, where most people have been buying XRP at 10 cents, 11 cents, 17 cents, vast majority between 20 and 30 cents, vast majority. I don't know. It's an interesting strategy, and I really do. I like the idea of getting assets like Sushi and Matic for simply becoming a liquidity provider versus taking my money and buying the asset. During the bear market, it's hard to argue the value of an asset that was once $10 that's now, I don't know, $1, I guess. I don't know what an 85 to 95% discount on $10 is. Right? Because if you get what once was a $10 XRP, and now you're able to get it for $1, I guess. Right? So now you bought something at $1, and now during the bull run, historically, XRP reaches its previous all-time high. So if you got it for $1, you buy $1,000, or you get yourself 1,000 XRP, and now historically that money that you put in is going to go back to its original all-time high of $10, or previous all-time high. That's what the market has done, right? The market has historically reached previous all-time highs and then price discovery. And then historically, the market in the bear market has gone anywhere from 60% to 95% discount. So somewhere in the strategy, you got to have a strategy for both markets, for both cycles, I should say, the bull market cycle and the bear market cycle. Which platform, Siege? I just made it back home. Hey, Black Impact, good to see you, bro. We're talking about We're talking about Aave and the platform Sushi. We're talking about Sushi. Sushi is currently paying 89.93% on USDC and USDT, APY, right? And DFYN exchange or DFYN network, exchange.DFYN network is paying 40% on USDC or USDT in a different asset. So it's paying in DFYN. No, I didn't know that. Really, Keyless? Did anyone notice SafeMoon is in Bitrue Piggy? No, I didn't know that. 2%. Did we move the SafeMoon?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I said yes, we did.
Okay, SafeMoon. Yeah, we moved the SafeMoon. Okay. I was thinking of the Shiba Inu that I just saw on Bitrue. We have it on Bitrue. Because she was talking about Bitrue. Yeah, because I think, Keyless, I think that if one of the wallets is paying you in SafeMoon for holding it on a wallet. Yeah, you definitely want to check out Sushi. App.sushi.com, Black Impact. App.sushi.com. Again, I just wanted, the psychology for me is I'm saving every single month my dirty, nasty fiat by putting it in stable coins and putting it on platforms that pay me to be liquidity provider. They're paying me to provide liquidity. And the reason why it hit home for me today, especially, is when I went to remove liquidity from some other platforms, and it shows you the fee that you pay, right? So I lost $1 and something to remove liquidity. Well, that $1 and something went to people providing liquidity. Yeah. So every single month, every single week, every 2 weeks, I'm just, you can just add to your position. Just add to your position. Take advantage of what they're offering to be a liquidity provider, right? And then different platforms offer different things. As long as you're staying in that stable coin thing, the risk is like any other risk, smart contract risk, right? It's always a risk. Any platform, Aave, Curve, Sushi, Celsius Network, any platform has a measure of risk to it, right? From the bad guys, right? So there's always that. So I find it to be very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting strategy. So Aave, we decided, not going to do Aave. I showed you Sushi and at 89.93% APY. Now Curve has something as well, which is interesting. Let me show you Curve. Here's it's called polygon.curve.fi, or you can go to curve.fi and then pick your network right here and just hit Polygon. And the thing that I'm in here is it pays 6.29% APY for depositing either DAI or USDC or USDT. And it pays you 14.23% in Polygon. So let me go back again to home so you can see it from the beginning. So here's the pool here. I'm very curious to see what this BTC, this WRAP BTC and REN BTC is. Very curious because they're paying 14.94% on your Bitcoin. Interesting. So anyway, I'm in this top one here, 6.94% APY currently. And the rewards is in CRV and WAM Rapmatic. They just added the CRV, right? 69 million in that platform, right? So you see that 6.94% on Tether or USDC. And then the reward is CRV and 14.23% in Polygon, right? So if I click on that, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back. All right. Let's try that again. Uh-oh, Polygon's having some issues. All right, so now I can look at my payout, for example. Just $1,200, right? Let's see. I'm trying to see my deposits. It's not. Let's go. There it is right here, my dashboard. So it tells you here, this is what I'm in, 6.94%. Rewards, it says here 0.73 in Curve. Curve LP reward annualized. And then 14.43%. Again, this is a program Polygon has with Curve. So it tells you your stuff here, $1,277. Daily profits, 24 cents. Then 0.012 in Curve, 0.3 in Matic, 70 cents, 77 cents a day, $5.41 a week, $23 a month. I think it's interesting that I'm actually earning CRV as well. That's interesting. So that's what you can do on polygon.curve.fi. Again, it's trying to figure out, what do I do with the $1,000 that I have on Aave? What do I do with that $1,000 in Tether? Do I add to my position here? It doesn't feel as lucrative as the 89.93% on Sushi. Doesn't feel like it, huh? But I do like the way Curve is set up, the way they show you everything here. I do like that. And the next thing that I'm going to show you, which is the DFYN network, is really, really good as well. Yeah, and I'm sure Hex is probably better as well, right? It's the challenge is you just can't get in everything, right? I don't have one for Curve yet, Keyless. No. Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately, when you take your hard-earned cash, you have to make this decision, Keyless. How is my cash best served? How does it best serve me? How does it best serve me? Right. And I think this is a progression to establishing a portfolio of 5 to 20 assets, and then moving into how can I now earn for being a liquidity provider, slant market maker in the DeFi space? Because now you have your assets, right? You have your assets. They're going to go up. XRP is going to go up in value. It's going to go down in value, right? You have your assets. Now, how do you leverage the continual dollars that you have every single week, every single 2 weeks, or every single month? Because the assets are going to go up or down. The key is, how can I get more assets or create cash flow with my dollars, right? right? That's the key, right? And my thing is that my dollars, I'm able to collateralize my dollars. And there's certain assets that you can collateralize, and there's some that you can't. Right now, Cardano, as awesome as that technology may be, you can't take Cardano and deposit and borrow against that collateral. You can only do it with XRP on WanSwap. You used to be able to do it on Celsius and WanSwap. Right? In other words, who's going to pay me to let me lend them my asset? If the asset is not lendable, you ever wonder why USDC and USDT is lendable on every platform? Like, there isn't a platform that doesn't take USDC and USDT as a means for depositing and being able to borrow against it, use it as collateral. Now you take that to the next level, and not only to provide your USDT or USDC as collateral, but they're going to pay where you can borrow against it. You can deposit it on Aave, and now you're lending it to Aave. You can borrow against it as collateral on Aave, and now you can take the borrowed collateral and put it to work on Curve, on Sushi at 89% APY. You borrowed it or use it as collateral at 2%, 3%, 6%, 7%, right? Think about that. You take your $1,000, you put it on Aave in the form of USDT Tether. Aave is going to let you borrow up to 50% of that at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% APY. You got $500. You take the $500 and you put it on Sushi, and Sushi is going to pay you 90% on that $500. Just think about it. I currently can't do that with my Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens, great stuff, really fast, really inexpensive transaction fees, all that. But I can't do that with my Stellar Lumens. I have to, with Stellar Lumens, I have to be dependent upon the market for asset appreciation. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't own the asset. What I'm saying is that perhaps the fiat dollar turned into stable coins can be deployed a little better once you have a portfolio of assets. Now, for people who only have a little bit of XRP, probably a good strategy is dollar cost averaging in, trying to lower your cost, your initial price of entry. It probably is to establish a portfolio of 5 to 20 assets that you can later leverage in the future. But currently, as awesome as XRP is as amazing as it is, only one platform is allowing me to deposit and borrow against it and use it as collateral. It's just some food for thought. I know we're all accustomed to 2017, 2018, what happened then. But if you've been around since 2017 or 2016, and you still hold your assets, maybe a better strategy for that weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly disposable cash that you have is to consider another strategy, because you still got your assets. Don't want to turn those in, right? But maybe a better strategy for your $500 or your $100 every week. Something to think about. I really do think it is really a powerful thing to think about for sure. And I'm just becoming more and more kind of awakened to this idea of if I'm going to get paid to provide liquidity and they're going to pay me to do so, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to take advantage of that. And I'm just going to look at how much am I earning weekly? Because the bottom line is if I'm doing the stable coin liquidity thing each and every week, I'm just adding to my position. I'm saving. I'm taking my $100, I'm putting it on Aave. They're going to pay me a little bit of interest to provide the USDT. I'm going to take $50 of that, right? I'm going to take $50 to borrow. And they're going to, right? $50 to borrow at a certain rate, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%. I'm going to take the $50 and I'm going to put it on a platform that's going to pay me 20, 30, 40%, 30, 40, 50, 60% on the $50. And when the real bull comes, I got asset that will appreciate in value. I can take a small percentage of that and repay the collateral that I borrow. And so I still have my money. I still have my $100. I still have my $50. And in addition to that, I got liquidity fees piling up. Guess who uses Aave Curve, MakerDAO, and I believe Sushi as well? Celsius Network. Celsius Network. Alex Mashinsky said himself, we use all of those. Well, what do you think they're doing there? Yeah, that's part of the yield strategy. Now, it also includes institutions. It also includes, major companies as well. But it does include yield farming, DeFi. Yeah, of course it does. Right? Can I deposit Hex somewhere and earn and borrow against that Hex? Because if I can't borrow against it, I don't need to widen my portfolio of assets, right? That's where I'm thinking. Like now, some people may only have 1, 2, 3 assets, and maybe adding Hex to the portfolio is a good thing because they have a small portfolio of assets. We don't have a small portfolio of assets, right? We have 20 or so assets already. Because I just think that the key strategy is, in my opinion, is how can I be paid to lend my assets? Is my asset an asset? Right?
My asset is an asset.
Indeed. Right? Is my asset an asset? That's the key. Right? Because I want to be able to deposit that asset and use it as collateral to make more moves to earn more money. Versus waiting for the market to determine the value of my assets. Holding Stellar Lumens right now, as great as an asset as it is waiting for the market to determine the value. Right? And as far as I know, right? Now you can certainly do some staking if there are platforms that will allow you to stake, as long as you can unstake at any second that you would like. That's not a bad option if you're allowed to do that. As long as there's no lockup periods and these different kind of things like that. Right? But with dollars, I would just humbly submit, with dollars deployed in the DeFi space, it gives you more options. There's a guy on YouTube who says, why buy an asset when you can earn it for free? There's a lot of wisdom in that, I think. I really do think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Now, again, I'm just discovering the massive potential of the DeFi space. I'm just discovering the massive potential. So within the last couple of months, I've just, really kind of discovered it. And I only went on a journey in the last 2.5 months once, Celsius said that I could no longer earn, right? I could no longer be a lender of my XRP. I could no longer be a lender of XRP. Or in other words, depositing XRP on Celsius didn't provide any cash flow, didn't provide more XRP, didn't provide earning crypto on my XRP. So I began to look elsewhere. I discovered OneSwap.finance, which is awesome. They're great, absolutely great. And I deposited and I borrowed against that and used the deposit as collateral. I've done that. And I borrowed another asset, right? Borrowed Ethereum, right? Which is pretty cool. I'm pretty comfortable in Ethereum paying off the Ethereum that I borrowed. I feel pretty confident in that. Right? Those are the things. That's why Flare Network is going to be so huge, especially for the XRP community, Stellar community, the Doge community, Litecoin community, is because now you can use your asset in so many different ways to create cash flow, right? And, the 1% of the 1%, they don't liquidate their assets. They collateralize them. And they create this freaking ecosystem of cash flow. So that $1,300 a year that Mr. Jamez mentioned and XRP Joe mentioned goes from $1,300 a year to $2,600 a year to $4,000 a year to $10,000 a year because of the asset. That's why Celsius is so great, because you can get more of your asset. You can get more XRP on your XRP, right? That's what the deal is, right? You can get more of your XRP on OneSwap. The challenge is, can you find a platform that is going to allow you to both deposit and borrow and not be penalized, if you will, for borrowing, right? Because just because you borrow as something as collateral doesn't mean that you should stop earning interest on the collateral that you deposited, right? Just know that there are other choices that allows you to deposit and earn that interest for depositing and borrow against it without losing the interest that you got for depositing. Right? All right, guys, listen, I hope that was enough food for thought for you. Great food for thought. I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all my streams and remind you guys of this. That old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I are already winning. I'll see you guys tonight, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.